So when you were traveling the world at this point, you were playing in so many different festivals. I know you were being nominated,
Yeah.
and then you would come back home. How was the reception when you would come back home?
Um, in Uganda, even till today, the things we do, they're not yet okay. People appreciate, no doubt. People, those who understand what we
Those
do,
who know, no.
no, and those who don't know, and we cannot blame them because it's we have limited channels to reach out to the people to give them what we are doing. It's like people ask me, how come your music is not on the radio? Yeah, it's not on the radio because probably the people in the radio are not looking for that. So I believe in organic um, appreciation. Like, for example, if a radio person was probably online and they hear a song, oh, this is a nice song. I think I want to play it. They'll go ahead and play it because they feel it's good
Yeah.
and they feel they understand it. So sometimes you don't blame because probably what I'm doing and what other people are doing probably is not yet resonating in the minds
Yes.
of the people, of some people.
But much as maybe you weren't
Mm.
playing on let's say
Mm.
radio stations
Mm.
here, but you're still like playing on the BBC and other
Mm.
world music
Yes.
channels. So you are still on radio, just
Yeah,
not necessarily in this.
yes, we are still on the radio, yes, but I think also it's good to be on mainstream media also back home, so that you because art is audience, and without audience there's no art. You could be the best creative, but you need an audience to comment. Of course, yeah, of course we have people who love our stuff. My third album just sold 10,000 copies globally, and for me that is good enough. 10,000 copies is not a joke. That means if there are 250 countries in the world, at least I know in every country in the world, at least 200 homes at least have a copy of that album.
Excellent.
That's not bad, 200
Yeah.
people. And that is audience creation.
Yes.
But even a people sell 1 million copies of CDs, and you can imagine. So for me, that's a good achievement. And but as I was saying, the people who really say, you guys are doing a good job, and those ones keep us on the road. They say, yeah, go on, and I feel happy about that. But also, people respect the kind of dream I represent, and from that also is very good that yeah, Joel Sebunjo is not your everyday artist actually,
Yeah.
and that is no doubt because there's a way I want to do my things to the expectation I want them.
Would you say you're a perfectionist?
I will not say perfectionist, but I like uniqueness.
Okay. Okay. So you always want to do things different.
My way,
Your
out of
way.
convention.
Okay.
That's why you don't see me at weddings, because I want to do things my way. Because at a wedding, someone wants you to go home and start learning songs by Rihanna, songs by I don't know Justin Bieber, and then come and perform. I'm not going to do that.
No.
Yeah, so I would rather not be in that kind of pressure and create things my own way and give them out those who understand that time I put in to create them. I think that's the way I see things.
Okay.
So I'm not a perfectionist, but I'm a revolutionary. I'm a rebel.
You're a rebel.
I just want to be rebellious. I want to do things the rebel way.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do you think is like the biggest challenge now for like people to have access to this music?
Challenge. Of course, now with the internet, people can always access music on iTunes, on Tidal.
So it
I think
makes it easier.
it's, yeah, it's a bit, but I think it's awareness of that this music is there. That's the most important thing.
So it's also about having a lot more opportunities on stage, a lot
Yeah,
more festivals.
That's the thing.
Where
That's
this
the
music
thing.
is shared.
That's the thing. But we have less events here where we can show this music. That's the problem because if it is when I make a concert, I produce it myself. That is expensive. Putting up a concert is it spends quite some money, logistics, what and what.
Yeah.
Of course, we see like in South Africa, it's much easier for people who do what we do, because they have much more events in that line. South Africa could have at least over 100 events of that nature for their groups. So a group like Fresh Ground, a group like Ladysmith, they would really have many stopovers in the year. They could even make a country tour. Just they have venues.
Yeah.
But do we have venues in Uganda?
We don't have
No.
that.
Imagine if there was a venue here where we're sitting. There was another venue. There were 10 venues in Jinja. There were 5 in Gulu, and bands could just tour Uganda doing this. That's how you build audiences. But if it's not Black and Sound Wine, there's nothing. Where else are you going to play?
Yeah.
So that's why me, I spend more time looking for stages abroad, because my biggest earning comes from outside. Besides that, I will not be even living, because there's nothing to earn here. Really, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's something, but it's not sufficient. Anyway.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It's not enough. You can't survive on 2 concerts a year or something like that. Yeah.
Now you mentioned you went, you learned the kora, and you came back and you started integrating that in your music. You said you play a lot of instruments.
Yes.
Which ones exactly?
I would say I would say I grew up playing the trumpet. I was very good at that. I no longer play it. I left it.
Are you tempted to?
Not anytime soon. I left that.
Okay.
I had time with it. I play the xylophones, but I don't do that on stage. But I'm conversant with it. I play the akogo, what we call the thumb piano, but also I don't play that on stage. I play the piano. Yeah, but also that I don't play it on stage. So my emphasis now is on 2 instruments. People knew me a lot for the kora, because it was something new into their eyes. So the kora is one of my major instruments, and the endongo, which is from the Baganda culture, what the English call the bow lyre. That's one of my other main instruments.
Do you have a favorite?
I would say probably the kora. I really love the sound of the kora. Yes.
Okay.
It's a very good instrument. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So in this time traveling, you're going here, you're going there. What about like for you in your personal life? Were you keeping in touch with your mom the whole time and your little brother?
Yes. Well, I try to see my mom once in a while. I won't say weekly, but if I'm in town, at least once in 2 weeks I will go and see her. Yeah. My brother is also a creative, but he's in the visual arts.
Ah, okay.
He's doing animation and graphics. Is in that line, so he's also equally busy with. He's trying to build a career. So I rarely see him, but sometimes I see him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And relationships? Were you able to maintain relationships? Are you in a serious relationship now?
Yeah.
Are you
I'm married actually.
married?
I'm married actually.
Yes.
So I'm married for a few years now.
Is she
And-
Ugandan?
Why? Why that question?
No,
Does
because,
it that,
because
if
you,
not Ugandan?
no, because you were traveling a lot. It's possible to meet someone anywhere around
Anywhere,
the world.
anywhere.
Really?
She's there. She's there.
Okay. You're protecting her.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And any children yet?
Not yet, but inshallah very soon.
Okay.
Yes.
It's part of the plan now.
It's part of the plan. It's now the major plan. Really.
The major plan.
You can't avoid that plan. Yeah, just to the sooner. Sometimes the sooner the better. Yeah, because it is. People always ask questions after the wedding. Now.
Have people been asking you?
Please leave me. Don't ask me those questions.
All in due time.
I will just call you for baptism. Don't ask me the.
The pressure is real.
Yeah, African society always there's a question for everything. There's a question for everything.
Yeah.
And it's part of. Yeah. That's like I was telling somebody recently. For everything you do, somebody was saying, it rained I think on Monday heavily.
Yeah.
So someone said, because people here say, if you're a young professional, your first money you get, if it's a lump sum, don't buy a car, buy a piece of land. It's a better investment.
Yes.
So we're asking, okay, it is raining cats and dogs this morning. For those of you who bought land, are you driving your plots of land to work. I won't drive the plot of land. Because we're in our cars now enjoying life. So there's a complaint about everything. If you buy a car, if you buy the plot, why did you buy a car? Why buy?
So you do things your way
Do
in your
things,
time.
do things by instinct, the way what your natural instinct tells you. Really,
Yeah.
that's what I feel.
True. Because so many people, I mean, you're just even talking about how for you music was part of your life for so long, and you are aware that if your father had still been alive, it probably would
Yes.
have been a lot harder.
Yeah, no.
And many people are living that reality
Yes.
where, you know, family pressure, even the
Yes.
education system as it
Yes.
is like you have to do this and follow that, and you can't be a musician and
You can't.
and
You
do
can't.
well in life.
You can't. Of course, the reality is, it's hard, very, very hard.
Have to do this and follow that, and you can't be a musician and
You can't.
and
You
do
can't.
well in life.
You can't. Of course, the reality is, it's hard, very, very hard. Not even just as a musician, but anybody working in the creative scene, it's hard to survive. You have to. Very few will make it out happily. Or you have to be very patient for many years, because there's no guarantee for a paycheck. For example, if you're working for a corporate company, you know every month they're going to pay you 3 million, whether you deliver or not. Your boss has to find your salary. But as a creative, you are the work.
Yeah.
So, and you can go for many months without a show. And that happens also. Yeah. For example, myself, I was on a sabbatical for 1 year. Yeah, the whole of last year was my sabbatical.
Okay.
I didn't really play anywhere last year for personal reasons.
Okay.
But also I was recording a new album and trying to release it. But also for health reasons, I was fatigued. Like I was, for the last 13 years, I've been consistently on the road and playing and creating, and so I got a time when I felt tired. I was bored. Actually, I got bored of
Like
what I was
no
doing.
motivation.
Yeah,
No.
there's no motivation. It's the same thing all the time. I'm like, I'll take this year off. So for 1 year I didn't earn money. Okay, what I was earning through music sales and all that, but on stage I didn't earn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine, how do you survive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
So
good point. And now with the world, what's happening with coronavirus as well, I'm sure it affects you.
yeah, right now I had 2 big shows coming up, well-paid shows. One in Ivory Coast, one in Burkina Faso. They are cancelled because the coronavirus. They can't organize. You know,
People are traveling less.
you are traveling less and too many restrictions on
Public spaces,
yeah, public spaces,
and gatherings.
and that is going to affect now my coming 3 months, because
Yes.
that was a good earning to push me at least for a bigger part of the year.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's hard really, but it's hard. You have to push to make it in music and earn in music. You have to be very patient. You have to really look at the bigger picture of the business.
Yes.
Yeah, really, that's what I think. It's not easy.
Yeah, you can't just sit back. You
No,
have
you
to
can't.
constantly.
Yeah, and
keep
even if you constantly push,
Mm.
there's no guarantee that you're going to get a check, because there are so many factors at play, and there are many thousands doing the same like you. So it's a very, very tricky career being an artist. Even the painters, the sculptors, unfortunately in Africa, our governments don't take what we do seriously. Like in Europe, and I think in Europe majorly, it is the government's mandate to give how do we call them? I don't call it support, but they're like it's an intervention on behalf of the artist.
Okay. Okay.
You know, there's a special fee that the government has to pay you every month for being an artist.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
You go to France, Go to Sweden, go to Norway, all over, even in the UK, the artists have a special stipend for being an artist because they know it is hard.
Yeah.
But also, you can't imagine a society without art. Art is a pillar of reasoning, it's a pillar of questioning the status quo. All revolutions in the world have been supported through art.
Yes.
Even Napoleon, even as early as the 1700s. When you look at the French Revolution, the writers like Rousseau and all these guys played a bigger part in shaking the system.
Yes.
So you cannot do away without artists. The best you can do is support them. Put a fund. There's a whole ministry of culture here. Have a fund for artists, and know
That's what's missing.
yeah,
here.
support them. Give them interventions, monetary interventions. Give them loans. Let them create because creation is expensive, really.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. The government here is not supporting. I think even in South Africa, there's an arts fund where artists can go and get some money to help them do their work.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's the way it is.
I think that's why what you said earlier about you have to learn the business
Yes.
as well. You can't
Yes.
just be
Yes.
happy to just create.
Yeah, but it's a paradox because you have to be happy to create. That's the first point, actually.
Yes.
That's what has to come first: the desire and the willingness to create. Then, of course, the business comes, but also business only comes in a system where there are structures for business. You're not going to have business in a structureless system.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. That people here create very well, but there are no structures for exchange of art with money. Because we still live in a country where people think art is a pastime. That
Like you're talking about sculptors and painters.
yeah, there are people painting in studios. I know many good artists that are painting. They invest time, but someone wants to buy an art piece for 100,000, and like, oh, this is just a canvas with paint, but this is someone's mind. Months has been. It's like I tell people, when you book me for a show, you're not paying me for the 30 minutes I'm coming to play. You're paying for the time I invest to create. You're paying for a patent. You're paying for my image. You're paying for my dreams, like for all the things I forewent to come up with what you want. It's not just 30 minutes of time.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, I rehearse for hours, make sure I do something good. I sit in studios to record. So it is beyond what people see on canvas. If an artist says a painting is 100,000 euros, yes, it's worth it because probably took him a year to do
Even
that.
two sometimes.
Even two. Yeah, even a day maybe, but maybe they paint it for a day, but you can't paint for a day. Maybe 4 months minimum.
You said you've been working on an album.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yes.
Is it almost ready?
That album is out because
Oh, okay, sorry. This is the one we're talking about.
Yeah, United Slaves of Africa.
Of Africa,
Yeah, the
okay.
Pan-African album that was largely talking about the status quo. It was a conscious album.
It was very deep.
Yeah, it's talking about. Nkrumah was the first Pan-Africanist we were associated with as students. With these Osajefo theories and all that. But he believed in a united Africa. He said he wanted Africa to unite. And he organized the first Pan-African Congress in Accra and all that. So after Nkrumah, a lot of leaders came in the same footsteps of Africa must unite. The Gaddafis, the Sankaras, the Nyereres. But we are over 60 years into independence, but I don't see us getting this dream of African unity because of all the loopholes we have in the systems. Today Africans are being sold into slavery by fellow Africans. We also the camps in Algeria, in Morocco. 90% of Africa, democracy is still a debate. Should we vote tomorrow? If we shouldn't, or someone took my votes or they didn't. You can imagine all the things, and I mention them. So for me, I believe the more we talk about being the United States, we actually, the things we do make us the United slaves. Because we are borrowing
Yes.
a lot of money from the World Bank, from the IMF, from all these donors. But
So we're constantly in
yeah,
this place of debt.
yeah, we are constantly in chain. We are, all these things put us in chain, you know. Because I'll tell you, we thought that colonialism was the one bringing Africa down. That these Bazungu, the colonialists, the attacking this, even when they went, it even went worse. Sometimes we wish they come back, because it was better with the colonialism.
Yeah, there was a bit of order.
Yeah, there was a bit of order with colonialism, you know. Much as it was not a good thing, but somebody said actually our leaders today are worse than the colonialists, because they literally, it's a change of who, but it's not a change of what. Well, that's really my thought. Yeah.
So you use your gift, your platform to.
Yes, music should also be used as a conscious element to what I would read in 30 pages. Let me sing it in 2 minutes and try to shed a light of that. Yes.
Okay. What makes you what you think about, what you believe in as well.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I believe in. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
We're out of
Thank you.
time, but it was a pleasure having you.
It was nice.
We shall wait for the baptism invitation.
Baptism is going to happen. and for our Kampala, the Kampala people of African world music. We have a show coming up. The legend Habib Kwaite from Mali will be coming to visit me and play with me in Kampala this year.
Okay.
After the coronavirus.
After we're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we can find you on social media.
I'm on social media. Find me on Twitter, Joel Sebunjo. Find me on Instagram. You know, I'm new on Instagram. By the way, you people, I need 10K followers. I'm stuck on 51.
Okay.
Follow me at least also. Me, I brag a bit. How can a whole Joel Sebunjo be on 59 followers on Instagram? Oh,
No. We have to
That's
do
not
something
good.
about
Yeah,
that.
you guys have to do something about it. Yeah. So follow me on social media. I'm there. And buy my music. It's all over iTunes, Tidal, Amazon, CD Baby. Yeah. Crystal, have you bought the music?
I'm going to.
You should. You
I'm
should.
going to.
Because on this particular show, we need the soundtrack with my music.
Well, thank you so much again.
Okay, cool. Thank you for hosting me.
A pleasure.